Last month, on October 17th, in Asia Morning Edition, Semaphore said games boost mental health. They backed this statement up with a study, and uh, they say that during the pandemic, the games really helped people uh, in terms of with their mental health. So, why do I have a blank canvas in front of me? I think it's a beautiful metaphor for endless possibilities. The idea to stimulate intellectual growth through immersive experiences and to open up multiple avenues. Hi, my name is Hiten Grover, and I'll be taking a North American company, Valve Corporation, to Philippines. Valve Corporation, it's founded 28 years ago by two former Microsoft employees, Gabe Newell and Mike Harrington. They founded this company in Kirkland, Washington. Now it's headquartered at Bellevue. They initially started as game developers with popular franchise, now a popular franchise called Half-Life. So they developed this game. And following the success of this game, they opened up a digital storefront called Steam, later transitioning to services and virtual reality. This company has about 400 employees and more than $10 billion in total equity. I'll be taking this company to Philippines. It's already a global company, and I will take this company to Philippines. So here I have the checklist where I'll be using all the tools which were taught to me by Professor Ian Angell. And though he mentioned that in my recommendation, it's putting a second option as my recommendation, but I've kept that as the first one for now. So their digital distribution platform called Steam, it hosts over 100,000 games in a wide variety of genres. And this has now doubled in the last 3 years. Their peak users, they reach to almost up to 40 million. And with I took this snapshot about a week ago, and this is a live window that they put on their website, on their storefront. And their peak users reach up to 27 million. So wait, so this company is already a global company, and why am I taking this to Philippines? Well, because I see an opportunity there, and I'll talk about this how. This digital global overview report shows that of all the internet users aging from 16 to 64, about 96% of those living in Philippines, they play video games. And in this report, shooter being one of the most popular genre, followed by action adventure and MOBA. And Steam and Valve Corporation, they produce games in almost all of these genres, and they host third-party games as well. So the situation here is this company is about the digital storefront is about 20-year-old, and the players who've been using the store and playing these games are aging as well. So as they age, on these popular game titles they play, for example, Counter-Strike and Dota 2, they're accumulating hundreds and thousands, thousands of tens and 20,000s of hours on this game. But now new players, they find it a bit struggling to come and play this game because they're suddenly facing these really experienced and veteran players. So that's become a situation. And For the experienced players, it becomes a little bit complicated in that sense. They have accumulated multiple tens and thousands of hours, and now they feel that as they age, they're not getting back of something value from playing games. So the idea is there a way that we can introduce some educational content through gaming? And I know a lot of people, they play the games to escape whatever they're doing, either through studies or work or maybe anything. But the idea is to uh, teach them in a way that, for starters, they might not realize that they're learning as well while they're playing. For example, resource management, conflict management, a lot of these topics. And they learn a few skills such as teamwork and not just through gaming, they're able to apply these skills and tools they learn in their life. So the idea is to partner up with an Ivy League to build up a curriculum, and then partner up with a local university in Philippines. I know I'm giving away a little bit of my modes of entry here, but uh, coming to the stakeholders, I mean, the Valve's management and leadership, they are one of the key stakeholders, including the developers and designers and the player base who are playing the games. So this was one of the wonderful resource that I found on Wakelet, and this was Professor Ian Angell's response to uh, as an AVAC board member, and he had this 3-point Venn diagram, and that kind of inspired me to create this one as well, where the company Valve is at the central point of gaming, educational technology, and global partnership. And so this kind of made me think of creating this one. And so I picked a specific partner from Philippines, this Lyceum of the Philippines University. And I want to talk about why I picked them up as a partner, because last year they started esports, a degree in esports, and their curriculum includes some of the popular products which were released by Valve Corporation. So they have incorporated some of their products into their curriculum, and they are offering as a degree course to the students. So I thought they would be a wonderful partner for this venture. Now, Professor Ian Angell says that when we draw a picture, when we start drawing a picture, we start with the background. So when talking about macro analysis and PESTLE focus chart, I thought of political and legal aspects to be the most critical ones, because uh, we're not just now a gaming company, we are including education as well. So I feel those would be the most two important factors, followed by technological, because we need a robust infrastructure so that the students, everyone who's involved, they're able to learn seamlessly and without interruptions. And followed by economic one. I put this one here because I thought uh, Valve has released its products in a concept called free to play. So that free to play, they made a documentary about it as well, which is on Netflix. And this free to play concept was something that the games were available to everyone. And after everyone's playing, they would introduce something called skins. Skins would be like a character that you play, it's something that they wear. So you include those skins, which is purchasable, and you would earn through those skins. You would earn revenue through that. So that's why I felt if I'm implicitly teaching something to gamers, uh, I think that would be one of the best models through a freemium model that we're able to uh, first tell them that this is the kind of value you're going to get through the gaming, and then introduce a curriculum. So yeah, and Philippines has a very high literacy rate, and it has been consistent through uh, a lot of years now. And they really enjoy a lot of the popular products created by Valve, and Dota 2 and Counter-Strike, for example, those games are very popular in Philippines, and I feel implicitly introducing education through that would be uh, could could be a success. The only risk I feel in here is the technological one, economic one as well, because I mean, they might like the idea of getting educated, but what if the costs or the premium costs, what if not everyone might subscribe to that? So there could be a potential loss there. Technological one specifically as well, because for example, the average download rate is very low in Philippines. The percentage of global traffic is less than 1%. So that could be an issue, that they might not have a very robust infrastructure to that if we're offering a curriculum to students online, would they be able to properly stream it or not? Ah, coming to the culture bit. This term, lakad matatag, normalin, this is in their native language, Tagalog. And this lakad matatag means steady, and normalin twice, because it says play normal. So this was one of the casters who was casting a game of Dota 2 at an esports league event. And they're basically called shoutcasters because they are hyping the audience, and as the event is as the play is happening between the competitive players, they would analyze the things, and they would be the color commentators as well, and then they would shout if a certain event would happen. So this was one of the events that at the spur of the moment, one of the casters said this line, and it became extremely popular throughout the world as a meme. And I remember in one of the uh, TED talk I had seen by this famous actor Ethan Hawke, he said that the world is an extremely unreliable critic, and I kind of realized that, because uh, it's just in 1 second you say something or something happens, and you might end up on the internet and become extremely popular. So this was one of those moments. So now I do have to thank Professor Ian Angell for sharing this playlist of a video segment on Wakelet called 10 Minutes with Geert Hofstede, where he takes 10 minutes to explain each of the cultural dimension. And for example, Philippines, they have very high power distance and low low individualism scores. And Geert Hofstede, for example, in power distance video, he said he compared power distance between parents and children. And then he gave an example saying that uh, for children, respect is the most important thing that they can learn when there is a high power distance, large power distance. And independence is the most important thing a child can learn when there is a low power distance. And he gave a lot of supporting points talking about centralization and decentralization. And then he gave a pun saying that all societies are unequal and some are more unequal than others. He made this pun based out of George Orwell's book Animal Farm. And similarly, for individualism and collectivism, he mentioned, for example, the use of social media for a person who's in a for example, Philippines. They have a low individualism score. They would search social media or internet by indication on in group or from communicating with the in group people. So if they're interacting with their community, they would search based on that. But places like, for example, United States, where they have high individualism, they would consistently use social media for active search. So this was really interesting points that were made to me. And uh, so the value chain, coming on to the value chain, I mean, Valve has a very robust IT infrastructure and a wonderful team who consistently work on R&D and designing. They're not just hardware, but their platform as well. So, but the only thing they would be outsourcing in this case would be partnership they would be making with in their country with the Ivy League schools, and the local partnership when they arrive in Philippines, as well as strengthening the internet connectivity, because you to actually deliver this to gamers there, this would be an important aspect. So I remember Professor mentioning that university as a business is not hyper competitive, but it's a very profitable venture. But now in this scenario, I'm mixing universities as a business model with gaming as a business model, where gaming is very competitive. And if you don't have popular products around you, the users might lose interest or move on to another platform. And you have a lot of competitors, for example, Warner Brothers, EA Sports, Ubisoft, Rockstar Games, a lot of these equal Riot Games, a lot of these companies who make equal and compelling products, gaming products. And so definitely there's a moderate threat for substitute, but there is a very high industry rivalry. So, yeah, I mean, I had already given this away my entry modes, but I would be joint venturing with some of my local partners in US, and I mean at Philippines. And so that since they already established esports curriculum, it would be easier to get their help uh, with distributing this within the community and to the people. And there's another thing that I've realized, that a lot of the gamers, they go to a gaming cafe to actually play games, because for some of them affording a laptop or a console could be a challenge. So a lot of the gamers, they regularly visit to a gaming cafe to play games. And next would be licensing educational curriculum or the content through Ivy League schools and deliver those. And then finding strategic alliances and initiatives with marketing initiatives with the local people over there to get some efforts in. Coming to some of the functional implications, I mean, I remember Professor Ian Angell sharing this Harvard Business Review document on cultural intelligence. And I remember him saying that emotional intelligence and cultural intelligence being different muscles of yours. So, I mean, it's not just uh, the cognitive, physical, emotional slash motivational aspects. It's using head, body, and heart, all of these, as the HBR article by Early and Moskowski they suggest. And similarly, if I'm completely working on this, uh, as the pitfalls of global marketing say, that I have to be careful of over standardization. I have to be careful of having a narrow vision, doing insufficient research. I need to research properly, and then having poor follow-up. I have to be careful of that, or having a very rigid implementation. So keeping all of these factors in mind, I need to team up with the local people there, be familiar with the culture over there, and create a content that they feel is relevant to them as well, and they gain some value out of it. And the collaboration happens in a way that is a win-win for both the parties. And uh, going through the risk matrix, I mean, it's really important to uh, make sure that the content complies with their educational standards in Philippines, and then while we make sure that it's equivalent to our standard as well. So both of those kind of match in terms of quality. So to be careful of that. So as my recommendation, this freemium model is my recommendation, and that we uh, offer this to the gamers, and uh, start as a free, showing them the kind of tangible values through multiple tools they are going to gain, and then offer and then give them a curriculum that that this is the whole curriculum. If you want to buy that and pursue that, it's you can do that as well. And then a hybrid curriculum partnership. I mean, all of this material basically comes through an Ivy League school. The only thing to negotiate would be clear terms for IP, and how the profit sharing happens, and so that all the parties are protected. As my alternative strategy, I thought that maybe we fund a proper Ivy League curriculum, and that could be as an alternative strategy, but it could be very costly, and we are not sure what would be the response of the uh, people in that country would be. So it could be very risky as well. And as a second option, second strategy, it was that we exclusively partner with the university in Philippines. It could definitely save us a lot of money, but I think people might question the quality, and it might not be as appealing. So yeah, I mean, the, the- these are some of the references that I used, and I really liked a list of reference you shared with us in on the Wakelet. For example, the Hootsuite, the social media trends was very interesting. The Global Digital Insights report was very interesting to me, and Hofstede's videos were very interesting to me, and a lot of the papers and a lot of the templates you had shared were I really learned through those. And so yeah, uh, thank you so much. That's about it.